Today we will read paranormal stories or paranormal videos. We will see that and try to scare ourselves. Maybe it won't work, maybe we won't believe in ghosts. I don't know, but we'll see. And I thought it could be really interesting because I do not believe in actual ghosts, I do not believe that they're spirits, and I do not believe in all that. So I decided that this Reddit is supposed to convince me otherwise. Okay, let's get started. My son can't see it. I guess they're talking about ghost, logically. Haunted house. I have a few stories that I could talk about. I do not believe they are actually spirits and ghosts, but they are still really creepy and weird. So I'll make a video about that so we can discuss it in the comments. My childhood home had been haunted by a demonic presence since I was about 10. My parents still live there and plan to die there. My mom has experiences almost daily, but my dad still tries to ignore it. It hasn't tried to harm them like it did to me. Oh my god. The other day I went by to visit and I brought my 2-year-old son with me. At one point, he ran to the front of the house where the staircase is. I immediately felt the entity appear and I took off after my son. My son looked up to the top of the stairs, waved and said, "Hi." As I went to grab him, his face dropped to fear. I swooped him up in my arms and shielded his face from it. I had been praying in it wouldn't show itself to my child, but it of course didn't care what I thought. My son refused to walk over there alone the rest of the time we hung out. I don't understand. That seems weird. Like, your 2-year-old son, you say, "Oh, this place is haunted," but you still choose to actually bring him there. And I don't know, it seems like, I don't know, that's just weird. Why would you take your son in a place that you know could harm him? That doesn't make sense at all. That doesn't make sense at all. And all of this seems like a fake story because it was like his face from it. What are we? I mean, that they didn't give us any details or things that happens to them. They just said, "Oh, my son can see it." He said hi, and then I felt it. I don't know. That just seems like it's not true. I want to know what the comments think about that. Oh, can you tell us some details about what the entity did when you were a child? What did it look like? It would stand in the corner of my room at night and watch me. I would try to speak with it, would seep out from under my door and into my hallway. It would chase me across the house at night. During the day, if I was alone, it would bang on walls, spin our office chairs, slam doors, etc. One night, when it was just my mom, our family dog and I, we were all three in the kitchen putting dinner away and my dog was eating. My parents' TV turned on and we found the remote in the middle of the floor. I'd scratched myself in my sleep, but I started noticing scratching on my back where I couldn't reach, or bruises in the shape of a large handprint. I had also been pushed down the stairs, but thankfully I was able to catch myself and only sprained my shoulder. I had also been locked in my attic when my mom was in the garage, which I know she was because the attic is above the garage and I could literally hear her singing right below me. I was screaming for her and she's sprinting inside and upstairs to let me out, and she said the actual lock on the outside and door was turned over to locked. This sounds so fake. It sounds like a make-up story. Like, is it supposed to be real stories or just... We're going to say they are adults, and the way they write and the way they say the story doesn't sound like an adult. It sounds like a fire camp story that that you tell your friends when you're like 16, 17. Like, I don't know, it sounds like if he's like me, he'd be seeing things the rest of his life. I can't draw on them. I don't want to make fun of them, but it does sound like it's fake, and that's not my fault. And this is where I think that it's fake because no, it was a demon that I unintentionally brought home as a child. I didn't know what I was or what I was capable of, and my friend and I had a talking board, basically like a Ouija board. I ended up connecting to something and brought it on with me. Then it attached itself to my home. It only ever physically touched me. The next thing I don't understand is that, first of all, it was like it started when you were 10, so that means that before 10 or when you were 10 you already like experiences like talking board and Ouija. What kind of friends did you have at that time? What kind of friends would do that when they're 9 or 10? That's not something you do when you're 9 or 10. Like you play dress up, Barbie, you play games, you can play like, I don't know, you can play lots of game when you're 9 and 10, but you don't think of Ouija board or talking board. That doesn't make sense. I want to be scared. I really want to be shocked to the bone. Like I want to be like, oh, I cannot explain this. So someone said, I am a skeptic, but I had an experience that shook me. Just this summer, his health took a rapid turn and he became essentially bedridden and a full risk. So we set up a bed for him downstairs in the same area that our Nana was in. Unfortunately, he passed just a few days ago and I'm now grieving. He passed away not in the home but in the hospital. It's also important to say he was home literally the day before, and in one day we went to the ER and he passed away the following early AM. I've been going over daily to start sorting through important paperwork and taking care of his cats. It was start going into the house the first time, and I always give a "Hey Dad" greeting coming in, knowing I won't get a reply, but it's part of being open and vulnerable in my healing, and did it prior to his death. And no, this story doesn't lead to hearing or a greeting back. The first night here, just the night prior to writing this and the encounter, was uneventful, but I bawled my eyes out at the foot of his bed and pretty much every room in the house. Yeah, that's normal. But I laid in his bed downstairs and the cats jumped up to join me for snuggles. So this evening at 8 p.m. I went over and conducted some of my goals I had. When the goals were done, I did what I did the previous evening and laid down in his bed. His two loving kitties joined me and I was sending text to my mom. This is when it happens. I'm laying there and suddenly this full body chills hits. I'm in a tank top and athletic shorts, but I run hot and have always been very warm in the house. Plus I had been moving around a lot just prior to laying down. No reason to have chills. Anyway, I get the chills, literally covered in chill bumps, head to toe. Hair standing at attention every inch of my body. Hell, even my nipples were hard. Right at this moment, which happened within seconds, both of the cat reacted lightning fast and raised their heads, and were looking like something startled them. Chills are one thing, but the reaction of two furry friends at the same exact time. This is what really sold it for me. All three of us lay there. I wasn't exactly scared, and I don't scare easily. I don't scare easy these days, but it had me shocked and rattled, unable to process what the hell is happening, so it's difficult to articulate the exact emotion I was experiencing. I started to communicate as if it was my dad telling how much I love him and miss him. Then I realized that maybe this is my Nana. Then I pretty much said, however this is, this whole time I felt this full body feeling of something being there, and the cats were also still more or less focused on whatever thing had their collective attention. One cat eventually got up to walk to the water bowl area, and the other cat I think just relaxed, but I still had my chills everywhere. After I got up, feeling a bit uncomfortable with the realization that my world and possibly entire system of non-belief was shattered. I had chills bump to the entire time I but it came to my truck outside getting ready to leave and forgot something inside. I was half expecting to see something when I went back and was on edge and moving a bit quicker. Said my goodbyes and departed, unable to explain or rationalize this. I shared this with my wife as soon as I got home, and my 4-month-old was starting wide-eyed, looking captivated the whole time. It was cute. I also will be sharing this with my mom and sister tomorrow, and had simply texted them saying something happened. I can't explain and need to share. Okay, so they're asking for thoughts. I think I'm going to be honest. I think that because you're grieving, your body reacted to that grieving, to the fact that you're extremely sad, and you sometimes when you're extremely sad or in emotional distress, it's your body reacting to the emotions that you can't really express any other way. For example, when you're anxious, you have like belly aches or like headaches and things like that, and maybe suddenly you felt like um, a bit anxious, a bit like sad, like an intense sadness because like your dad died, and because of that chill, your body reacted, and maybe the cat reacted to you reacting to that body chills. Um, like you said, cats are like, it's kind of crazy that cats reacted like that, but I think that if they were like lying down with a human and suddenly that human is like, I think that's the reason why they reacted, because they felt you. But that's my take on this, and there's no answer, but I'm pretty sure that that's what happened. Girl in white dress in my house. I think it's like a it's not a prank, but I think it's like not true. It's just someone that, I don't know. Either if someone went into your house, that's creepy, I hope you moved out. Either it's you and you made like a joke, and yeah. First of all, I stay. Oh, yeah. First of all, I'll state I live alone. I'm not the type to typically believe in this Hollywood nonsense or paranormal stuff. However, a disturbance that I heard woke me just as I was about to fall asleep. I went to investigate the noise and saw my treadmill was running. It didn't make sense because the treadmill requires a lanyard key to be reattached before it can even be started, which it was now. So I checked my surveillance footage on my phone to make sure nobody was here, and I discovered this. As a result, I returned to my room, grabbed my pistol, that's America, and checked my house's rooms and garage to make sure nobody was there. I turned on the floodlights and looked at doors but found nothing. I also looked at the timestamps and saw the light go off, and then less than a minute later she reappeared when my other camera detected motions. Does this appear to be a girl in a white dress? I think someone introduced themselves into your house. That's what I think. I don't think that's a ghost. I think that's someone that wanted to scare you. Because like you said, it needed a key. So yeah, I think someone entered your house. I think you got like maybe robbed, or someone wanted to scare you. Yeah, people are being clear. That's a person. That's not a ghost. That's a person. Nowhere in life and in paranormal histories we ever had an evidence this clear of a person. I do not believe that was a ghost. I do believe you got robbed, and I hope that this person has no keys to your house, because I think someone introduced themselves. That was 4 years ago. Oh no, 1 month ago. That was 1 month ago, and his account got deleted. So, I mean, I think someone entered your house. What is this? What? How do I get someone ghost on my apartment? What? I hate summer in Northeast Texas for several reasons, but the main reason is that my apartment doesn't have much insulation, so my air conditioner pretty much runs constantly during the day, struggling to maintain 74, 76 Fahrenheit, and almost doubling my electric bill. Anyway, since you rarely hear of anyone being seriously armed, if armed at all, by ghosts, I figure I could give a few ghosts a place to reside on. They won't take up any space after all. In return, they combine temperature reducing effects and potentially save me 50 to 100 per month if I can get them here. Any ideas? Okay, a friend said goodbye to me in my dream right before I found out he died. A quick backstory. When I was about 12 years old, I met a boy who was only 2 years younger than me. Unfortunately, he was diagnosed with a fatal and incurable disease known as Batten disease. I knew that he needed a friend, so I stayed by his side as he faced sudden blindness and paralysis. As often as I could, I would go over and help out around the house, read to him, and watch movies. I remember one night I grew very tired and quickly dozed off. My dream started with me walking to his house as usual, and then I suddenly saw him running towards me with a smile on his face. I was stunned in the dream, looking at him with pure confusion. He came to me and started talking as I stood there frozen. So this is what you look like. I want you to know that you're my only friend, and I don't want you to worry. I'm not in pain anymore. The dream ended with him walking away as I woke up. I lay there processing the dream, and an hour or so later my mom came into my room crying as she delivered the news. He passed away. Even though it was very sad, the dream made me feel at peace. Does anyone else have a similar experience? I want to cry. That's what I want to do right now. I want to cry. Oh my god. I'm going to be real. I think it's just you preparing for his death. When someone's about to die and that you like care for them and all, you don't know really how to react, and some people like prepare themselves unconsciously, and I think it was you like preparing yourself to receive that death because you knew that it would happen, and you were a kid, so imagination and all. You wanted him to be at peace, so I think it was your imagination. But that's a that's a heartbreaking experience. Oh my god. Weird thing you kids say. Kids always say weird things. I mean, look at them. They're weird. The other day, I was at work and the little girl said, "Hey, all the kids' name is going home." There was no cars inside and no parent had called, and the kid wasn't supposed to leave for another few hours, so I said, "Not yet, but he will in a few hours." And she was very sure this kid was going home. 5 minutes later, I get a call from the kid's mom. He had a family emergency and was going home. I thought it was a weird coincidence until it kept happening with different random things, so I asked her parents about it, and they said, yeah, she always knows stuff before it happens. It's very creepy, but she's always right. So the next time it happens, I ask her, how do you always know what's going to happen? And she replies, there's a crack in my brain and all the secrets goes in. I would never talk to that kid again. That's just so scary. I mean, that's a kid. They have like big imaginations. But I don't know. That's weird. I have no explanation about this. But I just like, I would never talk to that kid. I would never talk to that kid. I would be so scared to talk to them. Like they're going to tell me that I'm going to die in 1 hour, and like they know it, so I must be prepared. Like that's just so scary. She might be an indigo child. Children were believed to possess special, unusual, and sometimes supernatural traits or abilities. But that's pretty scary. And the parents, they are like, oh yeah, it happens. I'll say that. It's just a new age theory, okay? It's not proven or anything. That's a scary thing. If a kid told me that, okay, I'm not here anymore. I'm not talking to anyone anymore. I'm just gonna go like, kids scared me, but kids that say things like this scares me more. Do I believe more in ghosts now? No. Will I believe more in ghost storytelling? No, absolutely not. I don't think they're scary enough to make me paranoid. or maybe the child one, yes. But yeah, it was cool. I hope you liked the video. You can subscribe and like if you liked it, or if you didn't, you can just go away. That's cool. You can just move on. So I'll see you in a week or less. I don't know, but I'll see you. Bye.